Mattel sure has been on a Miles Axlerod kick lately, haven't they? These last few years, they've just been re-releasing the heck out of any variant of Miles they can find, and I have no idea why either, because it's not that they gave him that much love in the past. In fact, they actually canceled one of his variants, the Outback Miles Axlerod. They decided just to hell with that one, I don't know why. But in 2022, they decided to bring him back as a new Thailand-made variant. This is the original Chinese one, but they also did the one with the microphone from Thailand too. But they did both of them in like the same case, and they didn't change the artworks. They didn't even name them anything different. They didn't even call this one Miles Axlerod with microphone to differentiate the two. And like none of them really hit the pegs very hard. I never found them. No one really found them, I don't think. I think they were just in the one case, like together. It really didn't make any sense. And now they have also done another new Miles Axlerod for 2023, though, and this is Miles Axlerod with open hood, which shouldn't even have gotten a re-release because he was previously a chase in 2013, and I'm sure you know what a chase means. It means that a car is never supposed to be re-released again after their initial release. So why is he back? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I guess Mattel just likes Miles Axlerod. I don't really have another reason for it. I'm happy he's back, though. I really don't care that they're re-releasing chases. It's not the first time, because they first did it in 2022 with Lee Race, but I don't know. Some people do care, and I guess I can see why. It is annoying. Mattel's breaking their own rules, but at the same time, it's like, I do want them to re-release these cooler, sometimes rarer cars, so I don't really have a problem with it. Anyway, so yeah, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. Here is Miles Axlerod with his open hood. He actually looks really cool on Redder Riders. I do like the packaging style for him, just because it's one that I never thought I'd see on Redder Riders. I don't know why. I guess it's because they don't really show cars too much love these days. They don't really re-release a lot of cars from the movie. So when they do on new packaging, it's just surprising to see these characters on it for me. I don't know about you guys. But they also have done a few other cool Cars 2 characters in 2023, which is nice, but they just kind of like shoved all of them at the end of the year. So I don't really get why. Like, even though they're re-releasing them, they're not really giving them the attention they deserve. They also did Mark Wheelson, who is from like the same scene, one of the Ford Mondeo police cars. I'll be opening him up too very, very soon, but I thought I'd do Miles first, just because he's a more popular character. And then, of course, you probably already know they did Finn and Holly, and Finn was a new variant, now made in Thailand. That was really cool. And they also did a couple of lemons who really fell under the rug. Those ones are becoming very rare, so I really should get them soon. Vladimir Trunkov and Tubbs Pacer. So it's cool that they're showing the movie some love. They're re-releasing some of the characters that are kind of forlorn at this point, but at the same time, they're not really like putting them in many cases, so it's making them very rare and hard to find, and it's just annoying. Like these two I got off of Mr. Doggett, so thank you to him, because I don't think I'll ever find KSM in a store, but you never know. It is like June of 2024 now, so my chances are pretty low. But anyways, here's his artwork. Very, very cool. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He's smiling, but he has his hood open, which, that kind of means he's going to jail, because that's why he has his hood open. Mater, found him out pretty much. He kind of busted him to the police officer. So why is he smiling? I have no idea, but it's still kind of funny. I'm glad that they did name him Miles Axlerod with open hood, unlike they did with Miles Axlerod with microphone in 2022, because, it's a variant and it should be known on the name. It's annoying a little bit because, it makes all the languages, have to be there, but at the same time, it just makes more sense, I think, to include that. But anyways, on the back, as seen in Cars 2, I'm not really sure why they put Miles Axlerod with open hood on the back. That is his classic stock image. Pretty cool looking. Then we got Francesco Bernoulli. We got Mark Wheelson right there. Wanted to call him Siren Carbarini for some reason. That's the other one, who looks the exact same pretty much. Then we got Raul Cerul, Suki, and Jeff Gorvette, all of which have become a little bit on the rarer side on this packaging style, just because, really, none of the Cars 2 characters they've done in 2023 have been widely available, except for the common ones, like Holly, Finn a little bit, not really though, and of course World Grand Prix McQueen. But anyways, yeah, without any further ado, I'll be right back, guys, with this awesome new variant of Miles Axlerod all opened up. I really like that Miles Axlerod ended up being a villain in Cars 2, because when I first watched it, I was only 6, but I never really was thinking the whole time going through the movie that Miles Axlerod was the villain. I figured he was just this nice car. I kind of put him next to like Tex Dynaco, like he's a very rich car that owns a big company. That is very important to the movie, of course, all in all in this case, and obviously Dynaco in the first movie. But I really do like that he ended up being the villain because it shows that, I mean, anyone could really be a villain in a movie, and you never really know when they're just going to twist and turn into one. Anyways, though, here is Miles Axlerod with his open hood. Does it open, though? That's the question. No, it doesn't open. No, it does a little. It will open. It just, you got to get it right. Like, look at that. That time I did it right. You just need to do it very swiftly. If you just do it like a little bit of just a baby pull up, it's not going to work. You need to really pull it up very hard and fast, and then it will just kind of stay into place. If you're lucky, at least. You might need to push it back a little. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit annoying. I wish it would open better like some of the Precision Series cars. But oh well, you could just flip them over and open it that way too. It does kind of stick in nicely, like stick into place there. And it does look good once it's up. I like that. And like not the entire hood actually opens, which is weird. There's a little bit left there, which doesn't really open. But of course, if they were to do the entire surface area of the hood, they wouldn't really be able to probably wouldn't be able to get it to stick because it would just kind of just get obstructed and probably touch the windshield, scrape that up. I'm not sure. Maybe it still will. I hope not, though, because the windshield is a plastic eye plate. But whatever. I do like the sad expression. It's very cool, and it does look just like kind of how he looked in the movie when he is getting busted, when Mater finally proves to everyone that Miles Axlerod is a true villain. But I will show you now where he appears at in Cars 2. Like I was just saying, Mater confronts Miles Axlerod at the palace in front of everyone, including the Queen, and reveals to them that he is, for one, not an electric car by popping his hood open so that everyone can see his engine, and also, it obviously confirms that he was behind the all-in-all blowout scheme the whole time because of the fact that his engine is a perfect match to the one in the Lemons video. But yeah, he's in the movie more than I always kind of thought, I just rewatched Cars 2 recently, and I realized that he really is a good villain. I do like him a lot. I think he's better than all like the other like Lemons and Professor Z because they're just like henchmen type of villains. Like Professor Z's more of a leader, I guess, but Miles Axlerod is like an actual villain, and he disguises himself very well. And he was willing to kill Lightning McQueen just to, I guess save his oil company, of course. So he's not a good car by any means. He's a very bad car, that's for sure. But yeah, I like his expression. A nice little glum face there. He does have a plastic eye plate, like I was saying. Nice thick black line, though, around the windshield, so that's cool. He's a 1978 Brantford Axlerod, I guess, so that's why it says Axlerod. That's the type of model he is, and the make is Brantford. Just a made-up model, of course. He does kind of look kind of reminiscent of like a real-life Land Rover, though, like an older one from the late 70s like he is. He's pretty cool, though. He does have the nice long grill there, kind of like a Jeep, but I think there's more than 7 intakes. Yeah, I think there's 8. Very cool. Very thin grill, too. He does look very modern for being a 1978 car. Cool headlights there. They look very like off-roady. I like those. And there's a lot less plastic on this one because it's Thailand, of course, than there was on the Chinese one before. This is a very old Miles Axlerod from 2011. But you can see he did have a plastic mouth plate. I guess the mouth really isn't all that different. It might just be a China-Thailand thing. But I thought it was more different than that. I guess it's not. They just kind of, well, they changed it a little because it's Thailand. Maybe that's why they made it a little bit wider. But before it was like he was stern looking. He was like a bad guy. He looked with his die cast. That was his cool looking expression. And this is like his glum, sad expression. He's been busted. So kind of cool. But how they were able to use the same mouth, just change the eyes. Well, for the most part, at least. Change the eyes and make it look completely different. I like it. But yeah, there's a lot of little tiny China to Thailand differences. The headlights are definitely different, and the grill, wow, it was all like one color before. It was like a dark gray. Now it is all like only like gray in the inside parts, and then the little tiny lines and outline is obviously all gray. So that's cool, like a lighter gray, almost like silver looking. So that's cool. I forgot that's how it was on the one with the microphone too, which is also from Thailand. They did him just the year before, in 2022, of course. very cool electric looking wheels. Everything about him is supposed to look like he's an electric car, even though he's not. He has some solar panels on where his like windows would be, which is very cool because cars don't really need their windows, so that's kind of cool. He just like inserted solar panels. It would have been cool if it was real. Obviously, it's all fake because he was just faking the fact that he's an electric car. He's obviously not, and it never was. He's just a Land Rover. He's a gas guzzler. I don't get how people like other cars wouldn't have drove behind him and like saw like the gas. Like where would it? It had to. Wouldn't it have to come out still? Like the gas, the exhaust. I mean, like there's no exhaust. It's weird. Like how can you fake that you're an electric car? I don't really get that. But he faked it pretty well because, not even the Queen realized that he actually wasn't. But yeah, I do like the wheels a lot. They're very cool and they make him look like an electric car. Little tiny, like, orange dots. There's 5 of them on each side. Just supposed to look kind of like batteries, I'd assume. I don't really know. But we got to open up the hood. I'll say that later. I don't know why. I forgot. I was looking at the front face and I forgot to open the hood. We'll save that for the end. But this right here, there's one on each side. I always thought that was supposed to be like a charging port where you'd put the electric charger in, but I don't really think so anymore. However, I'm not really 100% sure. I think that's in the back, because why would you have 2? I think that's just supposed to be a cool decal, maybe Brantford's logo. I don't really know. But yeah, all of the wheel wells and little bottom parts here in gray, they are all plastic, which kind of sucks, but oh well. They're separate pieces, not attached to the main metal body. Same with the top whole like solar panel part here. I love how dark they made the solar panels too, by the way. They really did upgrade them from the Chinese one. Like they look just like right out of the movie. It's really cool. I love how you can see all the little black lines in it, and they're more like rectangles now instead of squares, so that looks better. But like mostly the big change is the color. It's a nice dark blue. It really does look like real solar panels. Before it just didn't. It didn't look that great. It was just light colored, and I don't know. It didn't really look like how Miles looks in the movie. So I like that a lot better. I just realized the axles are exposed though now. They never were before, so that's a downgrade. But Thailand always seems to do that, so not a huge deal. Definitely not a surprise. I love his license plate though too. It says Alt NRG, which stands for Alternative Energy, because of course he was supposed to be an electric car. And then on the bottom there in blue, you can see this little circle. All on the top and on the bottom it says 06, I believe, or 08, something like that. Don't really know what that means. Probably just his license plate renewal date, I guess. But yeah, very cool. Taillights in the back, little charger, I think. And then on the bottom, his date stamp is S28A, so he's made on the 28th week of 2023, which makes sense because you can get him in case M. But let's open up the hood, see inside now in the engine. Gotta get a zoom in on this. It's gonna be a little bit hard to show you guys because I guess not. We just need to turn it sideways because this thing will cast a shadow. But yeah, they detailed it a little bit inside. It's mostly just dark gray. Kind of looks like the same color as the base, but at least they did put some blue on this rectangle part here is engine block, I guess, and then a little bit of white down here, a little bit more blue down there. Pretty cool. I don't think these are really the right colors, but I don't know. It's all right. Doesn't really need to be. I think there's more red in Miles' engine when we see it in the movie, but it's pretty darn cool still. They, detailed it the best they could, I think. They did an all right job, I think, too, at it. I don't like how you can see these numbers here. I don't know what that is because he already has a date stamp on the bottom. So I don't know why they embossed these numbers here. Some kind of code. Doesn't really look right if you ask me. But whatever. Everything else looks really good. However, I don't really care for the color of the eyelids there. I guess that's another tiny complaint. Cool little plastic mirrors though. And yeah, everything else looks good. I think he actually is a really nice looking car. I think they did a pretty darn good job. I don't have the Chinese one to compare, but I do have the obviously just the regular China Miles Axlerod to compare. The rims were silver, like a little bit more than they were here. And look at that. There was actually no plastic here. All the wheel wells weren't plastic. So I guess there's more plastic on this one technically because I think there's less surface area on the bumper. So I guess, yeah, even though they made that metal, they added more plastic to them by making like the back bumper, I guess, and like all the side, like bottom parts, all plastic now. So that actually sucks. But honestly, I do think it's better, even though I don't have the regular Chinese Miles with open hood. Just like looking at them next to this one, I do think this is actually an upgrade because of the fact that they detailed the grille and they really made the solar panels look perfect. Like, they're the absolute perfect color now. They look awesome. And yeah, here is Miles Axlerod with his giant expression. This is the one that came with the microphone, of course. Very cool. Everything is the exact same on them except for the expressions, and obviously the fact that this one has an opening hood. I guess the bottom parts look a bit darker to me for some reason. A little bit. I don't know why, but everything else looks to be the same. I guess the grill is a little bit more white too, like the lines going through it. I don't know why. They're more gray on this one. But whatever. I think that's gonna be it for today. The cops will bust made. I only got one cop. I'll have to unbox Mark Wilson very soon here on the channel. But let me know what you think of this new version of Miles Axlerod, new variant. It's been 10 years since he got his first release, and now he's back. What do you think? Was it worth it? Worth re-releasing a chase, which they're really not supposed to do? I think it was. I think he looks really cool. I like him a lot. But let me know. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below, of course. So yeah, thank you guys, of course, as always, for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and of course, I'll see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.